I was born in a kind of a chaotic Catholic home. There were 6 kids. I was the youngest, and I was treated special. So to be honest with you, I grew up to think I was special. But being a Catholic, we went to church every Sunday. I thought I knew about God and all of his rules, but I didn't know Jesus. The only thing I knew about him was that he was born on Christmas and he died Easter.
I was born and raised into a really fearful and violent home. And I learned early on to do things right or there would be bad consequences. But God also gave me an incredible grandma, Mammer, and Papa. But Mammer, oh my goodness, Mammer loved me and she loved Jesus. Whenever I would get to go visit with them, they would always take me to church. And that's really only place that's where I heard about Jesus. When I was a junior in college, I met a cute fella named Tom, who was different than any boy I'd ever dated. And probably our first Saturday night date, he said, "So were you going to church tomorrow?" And I said, "I'm not going to church. I don't really go to church." He goes, he kind of looked surprised. And he said, "Well, my girlfriends go to church." And I thought, I can do that. He's pretty cute. So because I had been to a Baptist church with Mama and Papa, I looked for a Baptist church, and there was one close to campus, and so I started attending there. And that's truly where my growth in my faith began. After college, Tom and I got married, and Tom continued to go to the Catholic church. I continued to go to the Baptist church. But Tom also continued to live as a college guy, and I was growing in my faith. Probably a year after we married, I called my pastor and asked if I could meet with him. And so his name was Sam and his wife's name was Myra. And so Sam and Myra met with me. And I told them, I said, "I need help. I can't do this. I can't stay in this marriage to Tom." And Sam looked at me and he said, "Deb," he said, I have a word of wisdom for you. He said, "You need to pray and ask the Lord to let you love Tom as the Lord loves Tom. You need to pray and see Tom as the Lord sees Tom." Gosh, sorry. And so, I did. He asked me to love Tom when Tom wasn't lovable. He asked me to see Tom when Tom was not a believer, but see Tom as a godly man when Tom was not a believer and didn't live as a believer. And so truly it was life-changing for me and for my heart, and probably saved our marriage. We started going to a Presbyterian church that was close to our house. And that's probably truly where Tom first heard truth about the Lord. On the way home from church after Logan said that there should be evidence in our lives if we truly are believers. I asked Tom, I said, "Would you just please pray and ask the Lord to show you clearly the evidence in your life that you are saved?"
I knew I had to change. It was just so difficult. It was like I had to. It was
Pride.
Pride. I was full of pride. I still am full of pride. And if I would tell anybody about any man, is the worst thing you can have is so much pride, because that's what I would. I wouldn't talk to anybody. I knew better. I'm smarter. And what's funny is that I to realize when you wake up one day and say, "Oh, I guess you're not as smart as you think you are," especially when I could feel losing the only wonderful God-given thing in my life, and that was my wife. I was losing her, no question.
People would ask me through the years, because life can't be hidden all the time, and people would ask me through the years, "Why are you still in that relationship?" And my answer truly was always, because the Lord's never let me not love Tom, And so here we are. There are men who live the life that I have, that God's calling them, and they know it. There's no question about it. And that I just pray for them that they will listen and not take as long as I did to hear and to do something about it and to change. On July 23rd, 2024, Tom prayed with Bobby Johnson and accepted Jesus Christ as his Savior. And it's 48 years since I met with Sam and Myra, and 48 years of trusting and believing and praying that the Lord would bring Tom to him. And through the Lord's faithfulness and love for us, like Tom said, he calls us until our very last breath. And I think our lives are a testimony.
Yep.
I hate crying.
Good.